Think there's anything under there? You better check it out. Okay, we'll head on into the shop here. What a disaster. I'm going to have some big changes here pretty quick, though. Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'm back here, and I'm going to reduce the diameter of this even more. And I'm going to try something. And I'm going to make some extensions. Now this is just under 5/16, and it is, I had a gauge here, I don't know where I set it, but it's just under 40 threads. I don't know, get that gauge out in a minute. So I'm going to reduce this. At this rate, the last pass I took a 64th off. 3 more passes at that rate, I'll be at 5/16. And I'm going to get pretty close to 5/16, and I'm going to, hopefully the tool will last that long. Then I'll touch it up, do a final kick, and then do a 40 pitch thread on it. That sounds like a lot of fun, I think. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is a dial bore gauge here. A standard dial bore gauge. And it's natural range on this thing. 3 3/32 to 6 1/8, but you can extend it out to 10 inches easily. Then I've got some Federal dial bore gauges that will go up to about 15 inches. And they read in 10,000s. So you can set them with gauge blocks, even on a surface plate and things. So pretty handy. So okay, I'm gonna see if we can get down to that and cut that thread. Okay, how you doing on your hand sharpening drill bits? We should be doing pretty good by now. I'm going to give it the old Forrest Daddy here. Yeah, I actually do this often. Take a stone and hone that point after sharpening it on a bench grinder. Yeah, so you just like everything, you just catch that sharp edge, you can feel it dig in and roll it around. Do that other one. Roll that edge into the stone and pull it towards you, then roll it. You can feel that sharp edge digging in. Yeah. You can feel it smoothing out. And this will make a cleaner hole, you know? Okay. And it'll shave a thumbnail, I'm sure. I'd like to see. Yeah, see, it shaves the thumbnail. Okay. Okay, I'm going to drill a hole here and just sharpen this whole drill bit. The speed on this might be a little high. There's a big jump in the speed, so I'm going to give it a try. Hey, good morning. Nice and cool now. Weather's kind of broke. I don't have hot days like we did. It'll probably get hot in the afternoons, but it's gonna be nicer to get work done. And I hope you're all doing good and the weather's good for you too. It can be pretty iffy everywhere. Well, hey, I'm heading on in here. I've got wow, a lot of clutter. But I'm getting some things done. Now I'm working on this follow rest here, and I'm going to make a plate out of brass. I think I even found a piece of brass that'll work, that I can use to put on here for smaller pieces. I'm also going to attach these ball bearings here. So it'll be a ball bearing follow rest. And then I got to do some rearrangement of tool posts so I can work my way in to make all this work. Now, the factory steady rest would be centered, and it straddles this here, probably weighs 50 pounds, and it's heavy for heavy duty work. And what I'm doing here is for light duty stuff and medium duty, I suppose. And one of the things I do is I can correct some screws, and like Acme screws, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But over here, got other problems going on. So I got to modify this. I'm modifying a piece of steel here so I can do something different with the tool post. And it doesn't have to be a new piece of steel. I use this piece of steel. So I'm boring and drilling holes using a vise. Now, that's one of the subjects I wanted to talk about, is using a vise. And possibly the vertical mill is the one that it seems to happen the most with. So this is a horizontal milling machine with a sliding vertical head attachment. So this is driven by a spline, which is right there. Goes in the horizontal spindle and drives this. You tram this in, which is a lot easier than a Bridgeport, I'll tell you that. So it does. But one of the things that I've noticed is, and other people have noticed it too, and I actually laugh about it with one guy, is people with vertical mills get addicted to not moving their vise. And you also get addicted to not moving the head too, because it's really a bummer, especially that dialing in that nod. But there's some vise tricks that I'm going to show you that might be helpful. And I'll get set up to do that. But this is a genuine Kurt vise here, and it's better than the imports, and it's still pretty awful. And this is a setup here I'm going to use to use this vise here. Now, this is a more advanced vise. And what this is a Stevens subplate vise that's adjustable for torque, called a torque limiting vise. And it's got a multi-plate clutch in here. Let's see if I can close it. And I'll show you. Now I'm going to pull it tight and it'll slip. Get it on there. I got it too tight. There, it's slipping. See, it's slipping. That's that clutch in there. And to open it, it bypasses the clutch and uses a Sprague clutch, which is like a Bendix starter. to open it. So it's not using the clutch to open, it's using like a Bendix starter. And it opens, see? That way, you know, you close it, then the clutch doesn't slip when you try to open it. Now, this is an extremely expensive vise. Now, it sits on a sub plate. And what I did is I took, that's about a 2-inch thick piece of steel, and I ground it, machined it, ground it true, and I put the pattern of the Stevens sub plate in here, see? And this is as far as it opens. I have another piece somewhere that's longer, but it makes this vise extremely heavy. And I can take and move this back 1 notch, and it opens, I don't know, that much farther, you know. But it's not really good to use vises, especially on the jig bore, but it's pretty handy. And it's also, you know, this is about the best vise you could possibly get, too. So this is about as good as it's going to get here for the jig bore. But most of the time you want to take the vise off and clamp things down to the table. And that's one of the odd things I see with the vertical milling machine is people are like clamping miniature subplates, and they call them something else, but they'll take and bolt something or clamp something down and has a bunch of holes in it and in the vise, and then clamp things down to that. And I go, why would you do that? You know, when you could just move the vise aside and clamp things down to the table. Then I go realize, oh yeah, it's people really struggle with getting their vise back in tram. And I'll show you a trick there. And another person showed that too, but in a different way, more related to the vertical milling machine. But I knew how to do this with the horizontal mill. So I'll get set up and show that little trick real quick, okay? Okay, I've got a 10th reading indicator on this piece of work here. And I've got this vise, I'm gonna back it off here. I'm a bit hoarse this morning. There we go. Okay, let's slide this around a little bit here, if it will. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull it snug, and you can't move it. Now I'm going to pull it tight. So, you know, that's okay for a lot of things, but you want to be sure that you have things tight in a vise if you're going to indicate. But this is why vices aren't very good in jig bores. You know, you're talking plus or minus a tenth, and you can't have this kind of stuff going on. Let me loosen it. Okay, see there it's loose. Can move it. Now let's pull it snug. Can't move it. Now start tightening it again. Now that's about as tight enough to mill a slot in it, and it moved more than a couple thousandths of an inch. And the vise jaw back here does too. I could put that on there. If I can get this adjusted. Not quite lined up. I've got a safety string on here because it's easy to dump this thing off. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, see, that's on the jaw itself. It's loose. Now I'm going to tighten it tight. Oh, back it up again. Now a good 1/2 thousandths down low on the jaw. Okay. I'm going to tram this vise in. Okay, now I got in trouble with some vertical mill people because I don't know, maybe their table slots aren't true with the machine, but I assure you that the table slots are true with this machine. So I can do this. If you see Blondie Hacks, she showed doing this with the indicator and vertical spindle, and I don't have to do that. I can use this Brown and Sharp tool here. So, okay, so the vise is at a tram here. It's high there. So I'm going to start at this end and watch this. Any questions? Okay, here's another clamping option I have here. I've got that Stevens subplate vise mounted on its side, and I can take advantage of this incredible horizontal spindle here. And I got it clamped down pretty good. And I've got this block back here. I don't know what camera shut off again, but anyway, the old horizontal mill is really pretty versatile, and I really enjoy using it too. So I got it set up to just do a variety of things, and I'm starting to use it quite a bit more and employing the cutter grinder and just still doing things with this thing. I'm going to get this fully functional with that fall rest, and I think we're going to head out. I think it's better that I do a lot of thread demonstrations on this machine rather than this machine, because this machine makes things too easy. So, but I got the metric threading to do on here, and some demos and stuff like that on using that, and this machine. And let's see, where's that cup of coffee? Yeah, okay. Well, I think I'll leave that there and go find Chloe and go for a walk. And I'll load this video. You guys have a good rest of the day.